I've been in something of a Mario mood lately. I wonder why. I recently got Dolphin working on my computer and backed up all my Wii games, so I wanted to test it out and decided to play one of my favorite games of all time, Super Mario Galaxy. Galaxy was my first ever Mario game, and the game's intro left such an impression on me as a kid. Starting the game up again, all the memories came flooding back, and I just want to talk about how much I love the game, especially its opening stage. Plus, after the last video, I need to let everyone know I'm not just a miserable loser online who just complains about things. But don't worry, I will be making a follow-up to that video, trust me. The first thing we see in the game is a nice little storybook intro, kind of setting up the story of the game. There isn't much because it is a Mario game, but it is nice to have this little intro play out. It has a really nice atmosphere to it. Then we get a familiar greeting, an invitation from the princess to the castle to have some cake. And boy, is Mario excited to get some cake. Things are peaceful, you get to wander around a bit when suddenly, in a twist no one saw coming, Bowser shows up. Actually, all jokes aside, this is the only Mario game I can think of where Bowser steals a princess in the middle of the game's intro like this. Usually the game just opens on it, but in Galaxy 1 and 2, you get a brief moment of calm before the storm. Remember earlier when I said that the intro left an impression on me as a kid? Yeah, this is the part I was talking about. I never started a new save file for Mario Galaxy as a kid, so I only saw this intro once, but I never ever forgot it. The fleet of ships, the way the flag fades, Bowser's giant UFO, and then suddenly, you have control. This is my favorite part about the intro. You, the player, get a chance to save the princess. I mean, it's the illusion of chance. Of course, you can't actually do anything, but for a few seconds, you feel like you can. You rush to the princess's aid. There isn't really that much danger, since you're like pre-tutorial. Can you even die here? Oh my god, you can. You can even get a game over. It boots you back to the title screen, and when you resume your save file, it just drops you back into the danger. When you make it to the castle, the whole thing gets lifted into space. I think Bowser's logic here is that in Mario 64, Mario was able to kick his ass just by running around the castle a bit. So he's taken the princess and the castle this time. But he didn't account for Mario hitchhiking, so he sends Kevin Michael Richardson to blast him away into the cold vacuum of space. When Mario awakens, he's greeted by a bunny. You follow the bunny to more bunnies, and you chase them around. Fun fact, anyone who has played Mario 64 actually isn't able to get past this part, because they will start pointing and clapping at the screen because they recognize this awesome reference to their favorite game of all time. Now, you'll never believe this, but this is actually Game Design 101. Disguising gameplay as learning, and I don't mean in the educational learning type. I mean teaching you some basic game mechanics. You run into the bushes, you find a bunny rabbit, but also coins and star bits pop out. You go into the pipe, it takes you somewhere else. I know that one seems obvious, but remember this is probably some dumb baby's first Mario game, so we gotta teach the basics. Finally, you catch all three and meet Space Mommy. One bap later, and Galaxy's newest gimmick, the spin attack, is yours. I love the spin attack. It's so complementary to Mario's moveset and Galaxy's overall game design, and this opening level is going to break down how to use it. Right off the bat, the game teaches you to associate spinning with crystals. This is the key to understanding just about all of Galaxy's level design and how shaking the Wii Remote will make Mario spin. So having these crystals be the first thing you break is a great way to teach this. Breaking them all rewards the player with a launch star and a brisk flight to another small planetoid. Something I didn't mention about the last planet, but obviously, because this is Super Mario Galaxy, you're going to be on planet-shaped objects for a majority of the time. Having you start out on regular terrain in the Mushroom Kingdom, then a planet that, while it is spherical, isn't really that big of a difference in terms of changing how you jump and move around, just enough to let you get used to the slight curve that comes with being on a tiny planet. And then there's this planet, with meteors raining down and several gaping holes in it with an ominous black hole that's just one slip up away. You tread the planet carefully and are instructed to get these little gold collectibles. You don't know what they do yet, but from the diagram above, it's pretty obvious that you need to collect 5 pieces total. You find most just lying on the ground, but one of them is trapped in one of those crystals you were shown earlier, and you instinctively go to shake your Wii Remote, finishing your construction of the launch star. The final 2 planets are something of a pair. Both of them have these shiny pink crystals sticking out of them. A curious player might run up to one and spin into them to see what happens. While they aren't the same crystals as before, they are, well, you know, crystal-y, so spinning into them comes pretty natural for a new player. Here you're confronted with the game's first real enemy, Goombas. If you haven't played a Mario game before and you see one of these guys, you know right away they aren't friendly. You might spin into them or jump on them, it doesn't matter because whichever comes more naturally, the game lets you do both. This Luma tells you to find a key, but there isn't really much to do on the planet except go after enemies. This one Goomba here looks different from the rest, so a keen player might go after him first, but it's more likely that they'll just kill him by accident and find the key. On the second planet, it's the exact same thing. Luma trapped in a jar and needs you to find a key to break them out. Except this time, there's a big boy Goomba, and you have to use the pink crystals to knock him out. But the player is able to figure that out pretty easily thanks to their prior knowledge. After unlocking the jar, the Luma invites you inside the planet, and you see the final stage of the tutorial. After traversing the outside of planets, now you get to walk around inside one. It's pretty obvious what to do. You walk on the bright yellow switches and turn them blue. Then bam, star free, and that's the level. You're then taken to the Comet Observatory, the game's hub world, and that's really it for the game's intro. You're given a breakdown on your mission for the rest of the game. You're explained how grand stars can restore light to the Comet Observatory and how all that works. The game's first full-size level, Good Egg Galaxy, also does a good job at teaching you game mechanics, though for a lot of the same reason that the tutorial does, so I don't really need to break any of that down. I think Super Mario Galaxy really nails its first impression, especially when it's compared to its sequel, but that's a topic for another day. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks for all the support on the channel recently. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. I think I'm finally figuring out the direction I want to take this channel, so I'll be trying to upload here more frequently. So consider subscribing, and if there's a certain game you want me to talk about, let me know either in the comments or in my Discord server, which you can join with the link in the description. They call me the homing ground pound master. Watch this. Watch this. God damn it.